Welcome to Paranormal Almanac with your host, Kurt Sam.
I am your host, Kurt Savig. Welcome to the next quarantine edition of Paranormal Almanac with the brand new 8-bit theme that I did just a little bit ago. Try to get it ready for tonight. I'm cruising through the themes. I gotta only use them for the quarantine episodes, so, hope you guys like that 8-bit theme. That was just a little fun. I am drinking my rum and coke. Everybody get your drink. And I'm drinking it out of my Bigfoot tiki mug, which when I was just drinking a minute ago, I noticed has a nice Bigfoot butt on it. So, yeah, it's the first time I've actually drank out of it. I've had this thing for 2 years that I've never drank out of it. So I figured tonight is the night. I'm at a party this time. Let's get my drinks ready. Yes, let's get your drinks ready. Everybody get your drinks ready. If I touch my face, take a drink. If I say which apparently I say a hell of a lot, and people do not like these live episodes because I'm saying too much. So if I say do a shot. Good luck with that. That wasn't an That wasn't that's fine. Welcome to Dorian and Ollie and Jamie and Todd and Lauren McCune. Hey, howdy, hi, and Krista and Joshua. Home of the cheesesteak. Hell yeah. And Ashley and Anthony. The number again is 818-732-9399, but I do not have the number turned on quite yet. I'll have it turned on in just a minute. Hold on one second. That's for you, pal. Stitch was right. I did not get him his pre-show treat, so now he's got that. He's good. Let's see who else we got in here. Jay, how you doing? Oh, it'll come back on. It's at 5 o'clock. It switches over. Let's see what else we got. I'm dealing with aliens. I thought we established on Tuesday these guys are evil. Sorry, Jeff. Had to. I need something to set up the show, especially if I start at 5. I get off work at 4:30 now. And then desperately try to eat something real quick before these start. So that is mostly just so you guys can know I'm going to be live. I'm coming on. But I'm going to be a minute because I'm eating. That is exactly what's going on. It's my first time seeing you live. I have a story from you. Anthony, please call in. From Ohio, just moved to Pennsylvania. I've listened to every episode of your podcast. Oh, sweet. Well, hey, I've always wanted to talk with you. I didn't know that till just now, but now I do. I will have the phone lines live in just a moment. In fact, you know what? I'm going to turn them on live now, since we've got a lot of people saying they want to call in. I can get to what I was going to talk about, or not. If there's enough call-ins, I don't need to get to anything, because that's the other thing. I have to figure out, a topic for every live episode, because I still want it to be a cohesive paranormal almanac. And, that is a hell of a lot of work. Let me just put it that way. But I do have a topic if we need to. But the phone lines are now open. Where's my thing? Hold on. I'm not set up. Jeez, Kurt. Amateur. Turn that down. There we go. Phone lines are open. If you guys have a call, if you have a story for me, UFO. Jeez, that was quick. Holy crap. Come on. Come on, phone. Let's do this. There we go.
Catch that. To accept, press 1. To send a...
Caller, you are on the air. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, this is Anthony. Anthony David.
Anthony, hey, how are you? So you've listened to every episode of my podcast?
Yes, every single one. So I travel a lot for work, and I listen to your podcast when I'm driving, and it's phenomenal. I've listened to a lot of
Oh,
podcasts before, but
thanks,
but
man.
yours is no, thank you. It's outstanding. It's just something about the way you the song things, the way that you're very realistic with what you do, and I love it.
Thank you, man. I really do appreciate that. Are you still driving now that we're in a pandemic, or are you sitting at home now?
So I actually just moved into a new house on Monday here in Pennsylvania.
Wow.
And I'm I got an okay letter to quarantine, but I have no furniture yet. I'm waiting on my furniture to get here, so I'm bored as hell. So I thought I'd call in.
Well, what story do you have for me? You said you got a story for me. I'm eager to hear this.
I sure do. It's not that great, but it's really bizarre. So when I was in high school, and I was probably a senior. I think I was a senior in high school. And I live in Ohio, and my parents live in this like real backwoods area, right? So I was driving home, and I was like flying around like a stupid 18-year-old in my car, and there was this dog. This dog like slowly. I took a turn, and this dog crosses the road really slow, and it sits down in the middle of the road. So I hit the brakes real hard. And this dog is sitting in the driving lane of the road and is staring at me. And this dog, its eyes were closed at first, and I'll never forget it. And it opened its eyes, and this dog had white eyes. There was nothing else. It was pure white to me. Yeah, in this dog's eyes, it stared at me. And I sat there, and my heart was beating so fast. And I was like, what's going on? Like I felt like some kind of weird, like spiritual thing, and I can't explain it. I can't explain it at all.
What size dog?
And,
what size dog are we talking about? Like what kind?
It was a full-size golden retriever.
Okay, well, I love golden retrievers, but not with white eyes. That's creepy as all hell.
Right, yeah, exactly, right? But it's weird because when it was staring at me, I was a little freaked out, but I felt so peaceful at the same time. I felt like I wasn't afraid of the dog. I wasn't afraid of anything. I felt peace, but I was still in shock. It wasn't like a term of fear. It was like, wow, I'm happy. Like this dog is staring at me. It was the weirdest experience I've ever felt in my life. And I mean, I'm telling you, I sat there with this dog for three or 4 minutes.
Oh wow!
Which is,
this wasn't like a 10-second encounter. This was an encounter.
No. Right, and right. So and it doesn't, like 3 or 4 minutes doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're there, it's a lot. That's a lot of time.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. Yeah.
And dog walked off. This is the weirdest part. The dog walked off the road, and I knew something was weird about this. And I'm a strong believer in paranormal stuff and whatever. And I looked in my rear view, and that dog was not there anymore. It was gone.
Wait.
I
All right, so is there places where the dog could have walked to that you wouldn't see him, like a ditch or the woods or something, like a house or?
No. It's all flat ground there, and I know all those people because I was like a quarter mile from my home. I know all these people, and they didn't. I don't know anybody that owned a dog that was a golden retriever.
And this wasn't like an old dog that just happened to have like blind eyes. This is weird, right?
Yeah, so that was a possibility I thought of. Like, maybe it was an old dog that was blind, but, I mean, the dog's eyes were wide open. And the strange thing is that it was sitting in the road staring at me the entire time. It was just sitting there staring at me.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. This is weird. I can't explain a dog acting like that, but I'm trying to do like the skeptic view of like, oh, well, it's got to be this, where I don't know what that could be.
I don't either. I've had multiple theories. I'm pretty religious. I thought maybe it was like an angel telling me to slow down.
Sure. Hey, you know what? That's actually a good point. I should have asked that. Why did you feel so calm? What made you think like, hey, this is all good and I'm calm? So is it because of the religion and you or the religious background, and you think that this was a message for you?
Yeah, that's very very possible. And I mean this happened 10 years ago, and I still think about it all the time. So, and I've always kind of tried to figure out this, but yes, I did have a very religious background. I went to a Christian academy most of my life, and my parents were very religious. Well, my mom was, my dad wasn't, but my mom was, whatever. But I think that might be what kept me calm, but.
Well, I don't know, though. Even religious, if you see a dog in the road, your natural reaction is to worry for the animal. Like, oh, God, I almost hit a dog or something like that. So the fact that you went the other way is very telling of something.
Yeah, it was weird. It's a bizarre thing that happened.
Yeah.
It's not my only paranormal encounter, but it's the one that I really wanted to tell you. I've been wanting to tell you this for months.
No, this is a very cool story because it wasn't a chupacabra. It wasn't a Bigfoot. I mean, this is a very unique experience, but obviously a very moving experience if it's something that you've remembered and held on to for this long. And I agree. There's something very bizarre and very different about your experience with this dog.
Yeah, and I hope it means something to the people listening and all that, and your future podcast. But if anybody has any, I mean, you probably have my phone number. I'm welcome, open for questions or whatever. But I wanted to be scared. I wanted to be afraid, and but I wasn't. And that's the weird part. Like, there was something that was stopping me from being afraid, and that I was calm. So it's a cool story.
Did it? Because you said, like, oh, maybe it was something telling me to slow the fuck down. Did you consciously slow the fuck down?
After that, like, that was like my wake up call, because I had motorcycles and stuff growing up, and I used to drive fast, and I had fast cars growing up. I used to drive fast, and I've ever since then, like, I don't drive fast or ride fast anymore. Like, I just kind of relax on the road.
It sounds like it was a good experience then, because look, I've ridden motorcycles, I've had fast cars. Sometimes you need something to knock you out of it and be like, slow the fuck down. Like, come on, be more responsible. So ultimately, this sounds like it was a good experience. I'm glad for that. I would hate to feel like this was just a bizarre experience with no explanation and no repercussions. The repercussions seem to be good.
Right. It was a great experience, but I just want to know what it was. I mean,
well, yeah. Oh, I do too. I'm with you, and I didn't even see the thing. I want to know what it is. Yeah.
Right on, man. Well, I am so happy I got to finally.
Hey, I'm so happy I got to talk to you. This is awesome, man. Thank you so much. I really hope you get your stuff so you have some stuff in your new house. But I'm hoping this was like a good move and you have like a cool new house or something. I'm hoping.
Yeah, so we just moved from a 1-bedroom apartment to a house that has 3 floors, and I actually got a new job, and it's great. I mean,
that's awesome. I'm glad that happened. I'm glad that this is a positive move. I guess the only advice I have for you is to continue to slow the fuck down and be careful, man.
I am. Trust me, I am. I took out my fast stuff, but I'm okay with knowing that it's fast and not going fast.
That's exactly the correct answer. That is exactly it. My buddy, I'm looking to buy an old car right now. I've been looking forever, but now I'm finally saving up enough that I could buy an old car right now. Kind of. Like, it's the tiniest, like, one that I could build. And I was talking to a buddy. I'm like, hey, I want this. And he's like, it's not going to go, 100 miles per hour. I'm like, I don't need to go to 100 miles per hour anymore. I want it to look like it can go 100 miles per hour, but I don't need to go 100 miles per hour.
Right. Nobody needs to do that, right? So,
yeah, exactly.
What can I ask you what kind of car? I'm curious.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I'm looking for an old hot rod right now. My buddies all build old hot rods, and since they're all off work, I figured, well, I can spend like $2,000 or $3,000, buy a beater of an old hot rod, and then they will help me work on it to make it something cool. But the one that I was just looking at is actually a 60s Corvair van. I don't know if anybody that's listening knows what they are, but just Google Corvair van. You'll see what they look like. They're kind of dorky, but for some reason I absolutely love them. But they only have like 90 horsepower. They're not going to win any, speed records.
Well, I mean, you're not going to. one of these speed records once you spend $1 million.
That's exactly
one
it.
of these days, if your podcast keeps blowing up like it does, you might be there, and I hope you do.
Oh, thanks, man.
I've been sharing your podcast with all my friends that love paranormal stuff. And
Dude, that's awesome.
God,
I really appreciate just sharing. Like, that's all it takes. Like, if people just keep sharing it, it's getting out there and it's blowing up. It's done better than I ever could possibly imagine, and I can only thank people like you for that. And thank you, man. I really do appreciate that. That's awesome.
Yeah, of course, man. I want to hang out, but I don't want to hang out. I feel like I'm talking to a celebrity. So
not even. Well, hey, I tell you what, if you ever come out to California, please, for the love of God, hit me up on Facebook or wherever, any social media. I'd love to hang out with you, get a drink with you. You seem like a cool guy, and I really do appreciate you calling.
Can I say one more thing before I go?
Please. Yeah, no, please.
You did an episode, I can't remember, I think it was one of the later ones, that mentioned the Ohio University, the asylum. Asylum.
Yeah.
And how the girl touched the stain and then killed herself, and you debunked it all, right?
Yeah.
And I went to that school, and I went to that asylum.
Really?
Way before I heard your episode, yes.
Holy crap. No, tell me about that. No, you're not getting off the phone now. I want to hear more about that. So you went to the asylum? That's awesome.
Yeah, so I graduated from Ohio University in 2017. I'm pretty young, to be honest.
Bastard.
But, I went to, I'll be 26 this year, I promise. I'm getting older, but I went to that school. I went to the asylum. I actually took my mom, because my mom and my parents both live about 15 minutes away from that school, so that's why I went to school there. It was easy. And I took my mom to that, at that specific asylum, there's a museum there. I don't know if you knew that, but there's a museum in that asylum. And we went to the museum, and when I took my mom is super religious. Like, she is, oh my God, like crazy religious. And she has this great aura with her. And she went with me up to the top floor of the museum, and I was looking at the art. And I was walking down this long hallway on the top floor, and I look back, and she's super, super far behind me. I'm like, Mom, you got to check this picture out. And she's like, I can't walk any farther. I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
She said, we got to leave right now.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and as soon as she said that, I was like, I felt this heavy energy. You know how you feel a heavy energy? You've probably been ghost hunting before, and you kind of feel a heavy energy.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
Right. So I wasn't afraid, but I was like, okay, got it. I feel it, I understand. And we left. We got in the car, and we got a deep breath. And I'm like, Mom, what do you think that was? She goes, I don't know. And I've done research on asylums and stuff since then. And if you talk about it from a religious aspect, you're thinking about something that's like if you're religious, which I don't know if you are, and it doesn't matter. I don't care about all that, but
sure.
The demonic portion of it, like if you think of demons, they prey on the weak, and if you think of the weak, you're thinking of mentally ill people in an asylum.
Oh, 100%. I've said that before. Yes, I completely agree with that. Yeah.
Right. So it's heavy. It's heavy, dark energy, and that was something interesting. I never saw the stand on the floor. I couldn't break the law because I had a good scholarship and I couldn't afford to get arrested.
No, definitely. I was just going to ask you if you actually saw that, so that's good.
No, I didn't. I never saw the stand. I never cared. I have to take it back. I did care to. I just never did.
Yeah, no. That's probably the smart thing to do. What about the room itself? Did you actually ever see that door?
It's a boiler room. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, you were correct. It is a boiler room, and that kind of helped out. Yes. And, well, there are people that say that it was turned into a boiler room afterwards, but no, it's a boiler room.
Exactly.
That suicide didn't happen. The blood on the wall never happened. You are correct. And that's after hearing that, I had so much more. Like, I had a lot of respect for you in the beginning, but after hearing you debunk that, I was like, man, this guy's on it. He knows his stuff. So
I like that.
Yes.
Everybody's gonna think I like paid you to come on and do this. I've never met you. We've never met, right? Remember, you're supposed to say we never met at this point.
I'm pretty sure I started listening to your podcast. Maybe the end of last year during winter, and you still know what winter is because you're in California. So
yeah, I don't remember. I grew up in Michigan, but I don't remember it. It's been too long.
right. So yeah, I never met you, but I've for some reason when I first heard your podcast, when the first time I was getting tired of driving everywhere, and I was like, I'm gonna listen to a podcast because I'm getting old, and that's what old people do. Listen to a podcast instead of music, right? And I was like, I want to see if there's something paranormal, and I was on Spotify, and that's where you showed up, and I typed in paranormal, and you were the first one that popped up. So I'll give it a try. And your voice, just the way you talked about things, it drew me in. I don't know what it was, but it drew me in, and I just couldn't stop. I just listened to everything. And then when you had episode 100, and you had that super long one, that episode is what got me to Pennsylvania. Like I listened to all the episode, and I still have like a 3-hour drive, so I listened to the rest.
See, I knew that episode would help somebody sometime, somewhere, somehow. So there we go. Well, hey,
that kid you had on there. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, hey, you know what? When the sad thing is that I promised all the listeners that at 200 I was going to double that one. So yeah, wow. It's going to be a brutal marathon session. I don't even want to know what's going to happen when I hit 300 and 400. But the guy that I did a podcast last night for everybody listening. I did a podcast last night called Comedy on Vinyl. It's my buddy Jason Klom's podcast. It is fucking brilliant. He gets everybody, like celebrities, comedians, everybody, and you talk about your favorite comedic album or album that was, humorous, that it inspired you. And so I asked him last night, because I told him, like, hey man, you inspired me to do a podcast. What number are you at? He goes, I don't know, 700 and something. And I'm like, oh Jesus, I'm never gonna catch up. I gotta really do a lot of these live ones to catch up.
No, you will. You're the best paranormal podcast series that I'm serious, man. Like I'm not even messing with you. You are the best at it, at what you do. And I'm a random guy that lived in Ohio less than a week ago, and now I'm in Pennsylvania, and I've never been to California. I've been overseas, but never on the west side of Ohio or the west side of the United States. And I would pay whatever to like fly out and see you.
Well,
once I get my furniture.
Hey man, I'm not kidding. You ever fly out to LA, you let me know. First drink's on me. I'm not kidding. I'm 100% serious. I would absolutely love to hang out with you. You seem like a really cool guy and are too kind, man. Way too kind. I really do appreciate it though.
I'm just being honest, Kurt, man. You're awesome. So,
hey,
thank you for having me on here,
dude. Thank you. Please feel free to call back anytime. This was awesome. This was the best opening to any of these live ones I've done yet. Way better than listening to me ramble on shit. So thank you, man. I really do appreciate it. Anthony, right? That was your name?
Yeah. You can call me Tony, but yeah.
Wait. No, you tell me. What do I call you? Tony. Tony. Thank you, Tony, so much. I really do appreciate it, Tony. Have a good one, please. Call me back anytime. Honestly, you're very cool, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Kurt. I'll talk to you later, buddy. I'll watch the rest of your live show there.
I love it. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Bye now. How cool was Tony, man? Holy crap, man. He is cool as crap. You guys are all too nice on here. It's just too much nice comments on here I don't want to talk about. It's too much positivity. I'm used to, like, I need someone to be on here and just giving me like those constant like angry faces or something. That was very cool, man. What a cool fucking story. And the Ohio University, and it verified the shit that I debunked. That's fucking awesome. That was cool, man. What a good start to the show. All right, I'm going to see you guys later. Have a good one. No, I'm just kidding. We'll keep going. Let's see. Who else is here? I saw David. I saw Todd. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is awesome. Please hold. Caller, you are on the air. How you doing, Sean?
Hey, how
I'm good. How are you? Are you doing self-care? Don't worry about me. Are you doing self-care?
And self-care, schmuff-care, that's why we sleep and play video games and neglect everything else that's going on.
That's right. That's right.
So, just because I noticed a couple comments too, like, kind of possibly keeping with a theme here, not the theme, because we don't really know yet.
No. This is the theme now. This is the theme, yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, well, so going on to the, like, ghost animal spirit thing, whatever you want to call it. So I have one story that's mine personally and one from our friend who's actually kind of on his way over, but if he doesn't get here in time, then screw it, I'm just going to tell it for him. But yeah, he left work early, so he's on his way over. But going back to when I was still a kid, I want to take a guesstimate at saying I was maybe 11 or 12, and I have 3 stepsisters. 2 of them have the same father, so we were actually at their dad's house. He lived down South Jersey, like near the beach area, but more towards like Tom's River and that area where there's like a lot of woods, depending on where you are. So his driveway was probably like a half mile or so of a dirt road deep into the woods off of the main road.
Yeah.
And so it's set back really far into the deep woods. There's no neighbors, no nothing for a couple, kilometers or whatever. And then when you get to the house, it's kind of like there's this big open field area. So if you're coming up the driveway, on the left side is the old ranch house, and then on the right side there was, he said it was supposed to be a chicken coop, but I've been on an actual farm that was not a chicken coop. It was like a weird fenced off area of nothing. Nothing was in it. Like, it was just grass and like random garbage or whatever that was around. And then there's a giant mound of dirt outside of it, kind of in front of it, before like you can even reach where the gate is. And then again, the whole area is surrounded by woods. So my sisters, Maggie and Shauna, and I would play around, run around in the dirt, normal kid stuff. And I remembered when we were at his house, the only 2 times I ever visited their father's house, I noticed that, my sisters tried to tell me that they think that there was wild dogs in the woods. And just saying, there's no such wild dogs in New Jersey. That's not a thing. But while we were out there playing the games, as it was coming upon like dusk time or so, we heard a lot of growling and barking around in the woods, like there was a pack of dogs. However, like even though the woods were kind of dense, if there was something running around within that area, like you would hear leaves and sticks, you would hear the crashing ground of something running.
Yeah. That
did not happen. All you heard was the barking and the growling, and it kind of seemed to circle the area, to circle the woods around the house, and then back. So it was almost like they were like herding, I guess would be the proper term, or like if they were on a hunt or something, that would be the best bet I would have. So we had Shauna had a set of binoculars, we had our walkie-talkies or whatever, and we kind of scoped the area, and we kind of made a game to try and find these supposed dogs. And I swear I saw some shadow movement, but nothing that was, it wasn't solid. You could tell it wasn't solid. But it was, something was moving through the woods, but you didn't hear any actual movement. All you heard was the growling and the barking, and it sounded very aggressive. And it started getting closer and closer, and I told them, I remember Maggie was freaking out, and Shauna didn't want to believe us because she's older. So Maggie and I kept telling Shauna, we need to go inside, something's not right, this doesn't feel okay, we need to get the hell out of here. And she's like, oh, you guys are, you're just scaredy cats, such and such. And then it got really loud, like it was maybe a couple, like maybe three car lengths away from us. It got that close.
Oh, wow.
And the 3 of us got real wide-eyed, booked it into the house as the sound kept getting closer. There was nothing behind us. You couldn't see it. There was no shadows at this point, because now it would have, whatever it would have had to have been in the field with us. And it wasn't. There was nothing there. And the second we booked it right into the house, they had the two cats, Rocky and April, were kind of sitting in the windows, and before we even made it to the house, they kind of got wide-eyed. Ears went back, tail went up, and they bolted away from the door. Three of us kind of came crashing through the door, slammed it, locked it, and you heard something as if it crashed into that front door. And again, nothing was there. We didn't see anything. And yeah, that was twice that happened. I mean, the first time it was just we heard it in the woods, we heard it kind of getting close to it, but the second time it was like it was actually trying to attack us.
What the hell?
Nothing was there. Yeah. And their dad didn't live there long. He moved around a lot. He was pretty wealthy, so he didn't stay in one place for very long. So I don't know whatever happened with that house. But the only two times I ever visited, I noticed they had some kind of like ghost dog things in the woods or something, and they were nasty. It sounded like they were coming to attack or something.
But they never like, you could hear them getting closer, but you never were like, oh yeah, there's the bunch of dogs. Anything. Really? No hair, no
nothing,
footprints, no
once.
nothing?
No, there were some footprints.
Oh yeah, you're right. You said that there was
after
footprints.
The fact,
yeah.
in the mud.
What the hell?
But there was nothing like visibly, physically there. So that was one that was really creepy for me. That was like the only real like ghost animal instance I've had, other than like going through the Pine Barrens, seeing a couple like shadowy animals. But that's the Pine Barrens. You expect that.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's all kinds of crazy shit in the Pine Barrens. Yeah, I mean, everybody's like, oh, I guess it's like a ghost dog or yeah, apparently this is like a ghost animal episode. So, hey, I love the fact that you guys are telling me what the shows are about. And screw it, I was going to talk about. I'm loving this topic. That's crazy.
Yeah, and then the newest one, since he's not here, because this one was really interesting to me. It was a story that's mine or David's. It's our friend Steve. And he told us last night, it really kind of had him spooked, because recently he learned that his Weepa, she's not doing very well. She's probably on her way out. They have her in hospice now. And, I mean, she's 91, 92, so, you know, it's sad, but it's bound to happen.
Sure.
But, you know, he said that he was outside smoking a cigarette. This was like a week ago? Yeah, he said it was a week ago. And he was outside smoking a cigarette after work. He got home at like 4 a.m. And he had one headphone in. He was watching some stupid videos on YouTube or whatever. And normally where he lives, like, no one's ever out at that hour except for this one crazy lady that goes around with her flashlight looking at the ground for stuff. I don't know. She's always out there.
Sure, why not?
And then he said it sounded almost like someone, like a cat meowing. And then he's like, okay, so it's a stray cat. I'm going to ignore it. And then he said it started getting more feral sounded, like he heard hissing, and then he started hearing growling, and it kind of came from under his porch, because it's one of those like elevated deck things, and he heard it literally right underneath him. So he's thinking, okay, maybe it's like a raccoon or something. I'm going to wait for it to pass. I'm not going to move.
Sure.
Because he still has to take the garbage out. He has to go move the garbage cans. He's not going to do that. There's
Stitch,
something under
it's
the
cool.
deck.
We're recording, man.
So he waited it out, and then he went and took the garbage cans, put them where they needed to go. And as he was heading inside, he said he felt like the hair on the back of his neck raise up. So he turned around, and at the end of his driveway, he said he saw something that looked to be about 6-7 feet tall.
Whoa, 7
black,
feet tall? Holy crap.
Yeah. It was kind of hunched over.
Wait. Hold on one second.
Probably
Stitch is being a dick.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Hey, man, it's cool. It's people walking by. They're allowed to. Get up here. Don't be a dick. Come up here. Come here. All right, I think we're cool. Go ahead. No, 6-7 feet tall. Go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, he said it was like 6-7 feet tall. It was kind of hunched over a bit. It was all black, very short hair, and it had almost like a really distorted kind of wolf or dog face, like where it doesn't really look right. Maybe the snout didn't look right or something, and it had really bright red eyes, and it was staring at him, and it didn't make any noise. It didn't move, but he felt like it wanted to kill him, eat him, whatever the case is. It was bad, it was aggressive, and it wanted to do harm to him. And he said he stood there frozen in fear. And I mean, he's had a lot of paranormal instances before, but nothing like this. So this was something really, really creepy. And he said it took him a good couple of minutes before he could, find the energy in him to get the hell and padlock the door and kind of barricade himself in the house. But
All right.
he said this was like a week ago. This thing was at the end of his driveway.
But what did he think it was? This sounds like a freaking werewolf.
Yeah, that's what I said. And then honestly, after the talk that we had the other day, I noted what Ashla, I think his name was, what he said. So David and I were like, okay, we remember this guy bringing up whatever a Cadejo is. And actually, ironically, this kind of makes more sense towards him. So if, that's the case, Steve's been around with us for a couple of years. Steve's a comedian. He is, South American descent, so Central American descent, whatever. So, it could be that. And his Rita is very, very, very in depth with these kind of things. She's in Arizona. She's dealt with like skinwalkers, things like that. But Steve's never had to deal with that. We're in New Jersey, we don't get those kind of things here.
Well, yeah,
So,
that's
yeah.
not true. There's Dogman. Dogman's been seen in New Jersey as well. So you guys do get weird, crazy, tall dog humanoid-esque things, and it.
Yeah, but the weird thing is he's in a suburban area. There's not like woods. There's nothing over there.
Hey, I mean, the
Just
whole
a
story
little
is
crappy
weird.
town.
I mean, yeah, you're right. This is an odd one. It does sound like Dogman, though. Like, more I think about it, because look, I would immediately go to Wolfman or Werewolf, but it sounds even more
Right.
like Dogman.
Yeah. But like I said, we don't really know because we weren't there. This is what he had told us, and he doesn't. We've been trying to get him into the show, but he's had a lot of issues lately, so he's been kind of keeping to himself and just keeping busy, especially with what's going on with his Weepa. So he
Sure.
doesn't know, what we talk about on here with everyone. So it's not like, maybe he researched it but decided to spin us a story. No, this was something that was very strange because usually his stuff is just, shadow people. He gets weird feelings sometimes where you're being watched or something, but this was like a full creature, and he's never had something like this, at least not to my recollection that he's told us. We haven't heard anything like this before. He said it really freaked him out.
Well, yeah, I would have a feeling that he would mention the fact that he has seen a werewolf, Dogman, Cadejo, whatever you want to call it. He's seen them before. So
Yeah, whatever this thing is.
Yeah.
Exactly, and this is the first time, and one of the things he was thinking is maybe it's something that lines up with his Rita, with, the fact that she may be crossing the threshold and passing into the next realm. And, we don't really know. This is something new to us, so...
Oh yeah, I mean it's new to it's not
But
new to
that's
everybody,
not-
but it's not something that is easily
Yeah.
identifiable to anybody. Sure.
Yeah, and then the other thing was that I did, because Joshua had brought it up before, I did go ahead and do a little research on it, and it seems like if we're going to try to kind of classify it, this could be what it was with the whole Cadejo thing, because the other thing that you read is that it can't attack you, or it won't attack you if the twin, the white Cadejo, is nearby. The black one is usually the negative entity, and the white one is usually the positive entity. And it cannot physically hurt you if the other one is standing guard somewhere in the vicinity.
Sure.
Not that he saw it, but maybe that could be why it didn't actually do anything if it, had the ability to.
No, definitely. I'm glad. Look, I'm glad it didn't attack him or didn't hurt him at all.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what that is. I really don't. I mean, there's a variety of cryptids
we've
that it
never
could
heard that.
be, but
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
I'm very her eventual passing. I'm
Yeah.
curious to see what happens with this. Please, obviously, I'm gonna bug you anyway, but please keep me posted because I want to know
Absolutely.
what happens.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to be talking to him about it tonight and make sure, he's doing good. 'Cause,
Oh, cool.
Like I said, he's on his way over anyways because he's, going through his stuff and all that. So, but yeah, it was strange, and I felt like it kind of goes along with this whole animal thing. And maybe we can get someone to be like, oh, hey, I saw a Bigfoot, so let's try and get one of those too.
Yes, please. Yeah, no, that obviously, yeah, that's exactly what I want. But you know what? I kind of dig this whole ghost animal or unidentified cryptid animal episode. So this is going way better than what I was going to have planned. So I'm loving this.
All right, well, let's get some other people in then.
I like it. I like it. That's a good plan. Alrighty. Well, obviously, I'm sure I'll be talking to you very, very soon. But it was great talking
Yes,
with you
sir.
as always.
All right, Kurt, take care, hon.
Bye now. Yeah, so apparently this is a Cadejo animal, cryptid, ghost dog-ish kind of an episode. So let me turn to you guys watching live. If you have ever seen a ghost animal, cryptid, let's make this a cryptid episode. I'll keep it as generic as possible. Bigfoot, Jersey Devil, Mothman, Dogman, Thunderbird. If there's anybody else that's ever seen another Thunderbird, yes, please. And in the meantime, let me say hi to Jay. Thank you so much. They are better. You're right. These are better when you see them live. There's so much going on in the chat rooms that I just absolutely love. These guys are having their own episode while I'm doing mine. Tony, first time seeing Stitch. Yes, well, here he is. He was, a little crabby for a second there. I don't know why. Tracy, nice shirt. Thank you. This is my Hawaiian shirt made of a variety of different Hawaiian shirts. So thank you so much. I'm glad that you like this Hawaiian shirt. It is one of my favorites. Apparently, it's one of my friend Lauren's favorites as well. I never even knew that. Tracy, sup, back at you. There was a hey, howdy, hi. Where's that? Oh, it was Jay. I said that. Hi, Jay. Yeah, hey, howdy, hi to Jay as well. Yeah, this really sounds like... And Lauren, you're wrong. Stitch was being a dick. He knows being a dick. He knows when we're recording. He knows what's going on. He just wanted to get in, he wanted to chat. He wanted to be part of the conversation. This seems to be his new MO. Last night on the podcasts that I recorded for my buddy... Oh, never mind. Forget me talking. Let's keep this party going. Hello?
Hi.
Wait, hold on a second. Something's still ringing. I don't know why. Look, I answered. Stop ringing. We're here. We're good. Okay. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
Hi. My name is Sam.
Hi, Sam.
And hi, I just had to call in about the ghost animal because
Yes.
I have a ghost animal story.
Really? This is awesome. I love this. I would love to hear your ghost animal story, Sam.
Cool. So I'm from Montana, and I actually live kind of in the eastern part of the state. So we're kind of known for like the little people. If you've ever heard like that, it's kind of a Native American legend around here.
Sure.
So we're kind of in that part of the state. I am currently in nursing school, and I have to drive about like 2 hours to get to my clinicals and stuff. And so I'm usually on the rural like highway at about 3 a.m. And so it's usually pretty not with people out. My buddy, about a month ago, was driving, and she got to the town before I did. And she was like, hey, I saw this really crazy thing on the road. And I was like, oh. And it was she explained it was like an enormous, it looked like a deer, which we have a ton of those here.
Sure.
But it would have been about like 12 feet tall.
I'm sorry.
And
12-foot tall deer?
Yeah, and it had
Holy.
huge antlers, like huge antlers. Like she said, because we're hunters and stuff up here. So she would have said it was probably like a 12-point, which is crazy, not a thing that happens.
Sure, yeah.
And it was white.
Oh, wait. It was white?
It was white.
Now you've hooked me.
And-
I think the 12-foot tall kind of hooked me, but all white? You've 100% hooked me. Tell me more.
So she said, like, as she was passing it, like, looked at her car. And then she kind of, like, jumped and, she was going, like, 80. So she had to, like, kind of, make sure she could get on the road. And so she was telling me this while we're up at clinical, and I have to drive the highway back. And at this point, it's, like, 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, thanks. I really needed to be scared out of my wits driving back. So I drive back home. I don't see anything. I kind of forgot about it. Well, with all the
going on. Our clinicals got all thrown around. So I had to go to my last one in this little tiny podunk town, which is totally fine. But I...
Wait, the way you said it,
really
the way you said that makes it seem like it's not totally fine.
It was. It ended up being really good. But it extended my drive by like an hour.
Oof.
And I had forgotten she had told me this. And about 3:30 in the morning, I saw the thing. And it was about 12 feet tall. Same thing, like just huge. But like the bottom half of it looked really misty. So it was almost like it wasn't all the way formed.
Holy crap. Did you see, wait, what the hell do they call those things that Harry Potter, like, it sounds like the freaking thing that Harry Potter does to defend against a Dementor. Wow, I can't think of it. That is sad. That is...
Patronus.
Patronus, thank you. Oh, that was going to drive me crazy. Thank you. Yeah, it sounds like you saw a Patronus. What the hell?
A little bit. It was really weird because like, I was going slow because it was dark and we had just, because Montana decides when it wants to do anything, so we'd had a snowstorm.
Holy crap.
And so the roads weren't, they weren't great. But I was going slower than she was, so I actually got to like kind of look at it, and it was weird because, like I said, the bottom was misty, but the head was completely formed, and it was huge. Like, it had like 12-point antlers. Like, they're really hard to describe, and you couldn't really like see the edges of it. And then I like passed it kind of, on the highway, and I looked back and it was completely gone. And so I was talking to her, and we were trying to troubleshoot it because there's a river and stuff that can, so you get a little bit of mist occasionally in the morning. But she saw it in the exact same point that I saw it. So like we were comparing like geographical features because we drive that interstate so much.
Sure.
And I mean, it was like this one set, and we like the river. You don't really go next to it for another like 20 miles. And so we kind of debunked that, like, it's not mist, because it was just so pinpoint in that area. Well, and it, like, seemed to react to the vehicle.
Oh,
and
wait, hold on. How did it react to a vehicle? I'm interested in that.
So when I drove by, like, it immediately, like, stood at attention, and it had turned. Like, it followed my car.
Oh, my God, it's like interacting with you.
Yeah, and it was right on the edge of the road. Like, it wasn't off the field or anything. It was, like, right there. Like, if I had not been in a vehicle, I would have probably been maybe, like, 6 feet from it.
Holy crap.
So, yeah, I thought it went good with the theme. Like, it was crazy.
Are you kidding? This goes perfect with this theme. I don't know what it is, but that's freaking amazing. Like someone, I forget who, someone said it was a Wendigo, which it totally could be. Andy said it was a Wendigo. Totally could be a Wendigo. Like, I mean, there's a million things it could possibly be, especially in that area with all the Native American stuff. But it's huge. Interacts with its surroundings, so it knows you're there. Seems to be. And, wait, that's what I wanted to ask you. Did your friend and yours descriptions match perfectly, or did she see anything that you didn't see, or vice versa?
So our descriptions were almost like dead on. The only thing she didn't see that I did was the bottom being kind of like not all the way formed, because I was going slower than she was.
Now,
I had a little more time to like look at it.
Did she think it was just an animal? Did she say, like, I just saw the biggest, whitest deer I've ever seen in my life? Or did she say, I saw something weird? Like, how did she describe it?
Oh, she started with, I saw something really weird on the way to clinical. And I was like, okay, because we're both like into the paranormal stuff. But so, being almost nurses, we sat there and tried to like debunk it. Like, well, it could be this, it could be that. But we just couldn't figure out, because even if it was a fog thing, it shouldn't have been that tall, nor should it have been it was such contained in one area. And just with the features, and like I was thinking about it too, and like my headlights kind of bounced off it a little bit, so like it was solid, like it didn't just go through, like you would see with like mist or snow or anything. Like there was no, it was almost like it was solid.
And you would think that if you two are seeing it, everybody's seeing this thing. It would be like the biggest news story. There is some mysterious giant white deer that's seen in this area.
Yeah. And it was crazy because it would have been about the same time in the morning, because it's like that weird witching hour, about 3 to 4.
Sure.
in the morning, you know, and there weren't any other cars in the road.
That is bizarre. So yeah, this is, are you kidding? It kind of ties in. This is like apparently what this episode is about. It is an amazing cryptid, mysterious animal, ghost animal, whatever you want to call it. That's incredible.
So yeah, I just wanted to call and share my story. I've got a ton of actual other ghost stories and stuff, but I thought this one was like perfect.
No, it is 100% perfect. But you mentioned it, so now I'm not letting you off the hook. Tell me your best ghost story.
Okay, so my best ghost story happened last summer. Me and my husband do like little ghost tours and stuff around, and we went to Butte, which is this really historical town up in the mountains. It was like once upon a time it was the richest hill on earth. It has a ton of gold mines.
Oh,
Cars
wow.
actually to this day still fall in the mine shaft there because they were never mapped, and they're all through the city. So we went there, and there's an old brothel there called the Dumas, which you may have heard of.
Yeah.
It's been on some ghost shows and things. So we paid this big tour, and it was kind of cool. You got to go to like 15 or 16 different places, and you got to pick which ones you went to. And then you kind of dispersed throughout the town. So we went to the Dumas, and it was me and my husband, and we kind of beat everyone there. So we were down in the crypt, which is where the girls who didn't get the fancy rooms worked. So they're kind of like dilapidated and really not great. Well, my husband and I were standing there, and I pulled out my phone with a recorder on it. And my husband looked like an Irish miner. Like, he had a big red beard, he was wearing a flannel coat because it was cold, and jeans and stuff, and he was wearing work boots. So he pulls out his wallet and pulls out, like, a $20 bill and is like, hey, I just got paid. Well, I hit my recorder right after he said that, and you can hear a female voice go, oh, hey, we're open. Like, completely crystal clear.
What?
And there's, yeah, like completely crystal clear. It was one of the best EVPs we've ever gotten.
Holy crap, did he get propositioned by a ghost?
He totally got propositioned by a ghost.
That's amazing.
And the, like, truly crazy part of all of it is my great aunt was a working girl in the Dumas back in the day.
What?
So I have a family connection. Yeah.
She was a sex worker?
She was. She, in, like, the day, during the payday, worked in the Dumas. She
That's
actually
awesome.
got a banker to fall in love with her and bankrolled her to open her own brothel in Red Lodge.
Wait, no way, really? So she was so successful she opened up her own brothel?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we got a lot of, like, Wild West history up in the family. We've been in Montana forever.
That's so cool. I love this. You got an old West town, you got an old gold mine, you get propositioned by a ghost. I mean, like, I want to get propositioned by a ghost. Now, wait, did you get jealous that your husband just got hit on by a ghost sex worker?
You know, for that kind of, like, evidence that we got off of that, I was okay with it.
Okay, so now I have a follow-up question. Did he take up that ghost on their offer?
Unfortunately, no, because we
Damn.
already left when we found the EVP.
Damn it. That would have been the best ending to the story. Like, and then he had sex with the ghost and just left the 20, and, you know, like, oh my God, that's amazing. No, this is cool. This is so
Right.
awesome. See, again, I love, this is why when someone mentions, like, oh, and I also have this, I always want to hear the, and I also have this, because 2 for 2 tonight, well, Sean didn't follow up, but 2 out of 3 tonight, these are amazing follow-up stories that I did not know. Like I would not have found out had you not, you know, teased that a little bit. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's Montana's a really cool state. Like,
Oh.
we've got some really cool history up here. So.
Wait, everybody's gonna be mad at me if I don't ask the next question. Do you still have that EVP, and can we hear it?
Yes, I do. I have to find it because, unfortunately, I have a new phone, but I do have it. So yeah, as soon as I find it, I'll send it to you.
Please, please, please do. That is freaking awesome. I want to hear that. That's awesome.
Yeah. It is pretty cool. We've gotten some amazing evidence up here, actually. So
Oh my God, that is so cool. I love this. Now, wait, do you think personally, do you think that because you have a connection to the Old West and the Great Aunt and all of that, do you think that that kind of connects you to the area a little bit more than, say, like if I went there? And do you think that's why you're getting the evidence that you're getting?
I don't know, maybe, like, I know it was weird when we went up there, 'cause that's all I wanted to do, like, and there were some really cool places you could go to, but I really just wanted to go to the Dumas. I didn't care about any of the other ones. I wanted to go there.
Sure.
So
Oh, yeah.
I was a little bit more connected, than, like, some of the people, but maybe, I don't know. I guess I never really thought about it. I know a lot of the history, too, so, like, I kind of knew where to go.
I see, and I love that. I love the history of places, even if it's not really paranormal and nothing ever shows up. Just the history of places. I'm so fascinated by stuff like that, especially the history, changed and gone in different times and different era and different ways of doing things. I love that stuff.
Yeah, no, it's really, I'll send you a picture, too, that I
please
got
do.
from Bannock,
Oh, that would.
which is the old state capitol.
I would love that. Yeah, please
And-
do.
Yeah, it's got two fully manifested ghosts in it.
Oh my God! I was
Checking
just
out the
hoping
back
you were
of the
talking
church.
about just like a cool history picture, but then you went back to the paranormal. I even love that more. Oh yes,
Yeah,
please,
and I
please
have
do.
that one saved.
Oh yeah, no, honestly, I want to see that, and I'll ask you while we're on air instead of just asking via message or whatever. Is it okay if I share it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, perfect. I will give you credit, all that fun stuff, but I would love to have everybody else see what you're seeing and what you have, because I love that kind of evidence. Thank you so much. This was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for taking the call.
Oh, of course. Are you kidding? Please, anytime. Thank you so much. Please call back. Love this. 732-9399. Once again, that phone number is 818-732-9399. Please call in. Oh, and thank you, Sean, for putting it on the chats. Please call in. I would love to hear any stories. Every story so far has been fantastic. This is a very cool ghost animal, now possible ghost sex worker episode. This episode's getting crazy in all the good ways. So, Susan says, my dog stands half in and half out of the bathroom, wagging its tail with no one in there. You might have a ghost. I love that. My dad is convinced crows don't die. He always asks people, have you ever seen a dead crow? I don't know. I have to think about that. Maybe. Now you got me thinking if I've ever seen a dead crow. Jeff says, Native Americans say if you talk to animals, they'll walk with you and you will know them and they will know you. You will not fear them. What you don't know... Wait, sorry, hold on. It was moving, sliding. What you don't know, you fear, and what one fears, they destroy. I wonder the people who see ghost animals, are they ghosts? Are they animal people? I'm guaranteed they are, Jeff. I love this. Good comment. Caller, you are on the air. Fingers crossed this is Tracy.
Hey, Kurt.
Hi, who's this?
Tracy.
Yay, it did work. Hey, Tracy, thank you so much for calling.
Thanks. Oh, very much. That's so bad.
How are you? Did I lose you? How you doing, Tracy?
Good.
Oh, good. So, do you have a story for me?
Yeah. Lately I've been trying to communicate with stuff in my room, but it's been working. However, when I woke up, I got tapped on my shoulder. Now, usually I don't freak about that kind of stuff. I usually say, like, hey, do it again, and usually you're not supposed to do that, but it seems like they're pretty friendly. But I'm not trying to,
So, you have something that you never see it, right?
I've seen some stuff.
What did you see?
There's a little boy. Odd. There's nothing creepy about him. He just seems normal. Not really older clothing. Probably around 80s. Definitely younger, not really old, but
Younger boy wearing like
actually
80s
did.
clothes.
Yeah,
And you said he taps you on the
most-
shoulders, and this has happened more than once?
oh, there's multiple. There's not just him, but yeah. When I wake up, usually after a while of not communicating, usually they'll tap me or they'll do something. But earlier, when I first started watching for a little while, I got tapped again. So I started watching a live show. I was like, oh.
Now,
A little shaky.
so when this thing taps you, is it just trying to get is it when this boy, I shouldn't say call it a thing, that's terrible, Kurt. When this boy taps you, is it trying to get your attention? Is it messing? Is he messing with you? What do you think the reasoning behind it is?
I think it just thinks that I'm forgetting about it. And I let it know I'm not forgetting about you, but I feel like it has had something in the past where it's just like, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like, I don't feel like it's forgotten. I feel like it's been forgotten a lot. It definitely has some trauma. I feel it every now and then.
Oh,
I
it has trauma, really? What makes you think that?
Connection. Yeah, it doesn't. Sometimes it gets a little emotional. Sometimes, I'll turn on my radio. Sometimes just a little sad though, and sometimes I do hear some stuff. Nothing really serious, but I'll hear like, "Help," or "Please stop," and it's usually like a male, heavy voice beforehand, almost like a father or something. So it definitely has like some trauma. And I've actually had pens gotten picked up and striked across paper. So I have like strikings in my room on paper and whatnot, and on my walls too.
There's like you said, a pen striking, like.
Yeah, like a Sharpie.
Really?
Like a Sharpie in my front pocket, but whenever I take it out at night, I'll hear like a Sharpie, like the sound of a Sharpie going across something, and a smack. There's drywall that I have, and I've had Sharpie busted open on my drywall. There's like blue speckles all the way over the drywall.
Oh, wow.
There's some drywall sitting in my room for a room and a half for setting up.
Is it ever spell anything, or is it just marking?
It's just markings, but I've had like almost like the spelled out. It's really like scribbly, but nothing serious. But there's definitely, stuff getting flung across the room. I've seen my belts get picked up too, like just sitting there for like 5 minutes straight, and they just drop. And that really freaks me out.
Wait. What was that? You see your belt floating? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I've seen my belts up in the air a couple times. And there's this hockey stick above my doorway. That was above my doorway. I had it there for a while, but I switched with my window. I've seen that tilt sideways. And the hockey stick's like flat up against the wall with the toe and like the actual stick part where you hit the puck. It's like towards the right of the window, aiming downwards. So it's like, the actual like point where you grabbed on the top and the bottom, or the top part, like, facing towards the toe, is like up against the top of the toe.
Now,
well, I think it's turned the other way.
This boy doesn't hurt you or anything. It's nothing bad. It's just alarming.
No, there is one male spirit that no doubt does. Like probably, like no doubt a heavy drinker. Like I smell straight up Budweiser in the air. Like, deep Budweiser smell, like little.
And so there's definitely more than one entity, and one of the entities is bad, if you will. It doesn't seem to be. It seems like an alcoholic or something. Do you know if there's
just like
where you live? Do you know if there was any? Thank you, Susan. I was just going to ask that question.
Well, yeah, it's. Have you ever heard of Littlestown? I don't like to really disclose this much, but I feel like I should. Littlestown, PA.
No, I've never heard of it.
It's the definition of a little town, too. I'm in the redneck part, so, like, you backwoods see people spray painting their cars.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Have you researched your
80s
place?
or
Do you know if
70s,
anybody's
probably.
ever died, or if there's any been...
Our place has been inhabited by a veteran for, years. He was in the tail end of World War II and also Vietnam. So, he lived here the entire time, but I feel like they're drifting around. I don't feel like they're really... I feel like they stay in this house, but I feel like they're from different places.
Wow, all right. So first of all, you're keeping safe, and you're keeping safe. I want to ask that one first, right?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I have Dalmatian stone, which is like a protectant, but it's more of a positive protectant. So
okay, cool. Good. Well, yeah. I'm glad about that. You said the town's name was Littletown?
As well.
Littlestown.
All one word.
Littlestown. Okay.
Littles.
I got to look into Littlestown. I want to see, the history of Littlestown.
It's the definition of Littletown. It's like nothing special, but there is some stuff going on here, no doubt.
How long have you lived there?
About a year, 2 years now, almost. November, October 2018.
Okay, so
I
you
lived
put some
in
time in there,
Lexington.
and you don't feel because everybody in the messages boards are like, get the fuck out. Nope, fuck that. I'll get out of your house. You don't.
No, I never fear it. I've seen some crazy stuff, and I can see the paranormal a lot. I've seen pet animals, and I love animals a lot. But I've seen some stuff. It doesn't scare me, and I'm really good at acting. So, like, in the moment, I'm like, completely clumsy as normal. I'm not really, like, shaky or anything. But usually I just try to invite it slightly, but not let it, like, control me. But I like to make sure that I can, like, monitor it, see what's going on.
Okay, when you say that, because you said that a couple of times, so you definitely communicate, and it definitely seems to react if you're not communicating with it. Are you keeping it, like, peaceful and trying to talk to it and find out what it wants, if it wants anything?
I am very, like, I set some rules on, like, you can wash a dish if you want. It's never like that, but, like,
Perfect.
I do not want you throwing stuff at me. If you're going to, like, get a little mad and you're going to, like, throw something harmless, like, plenty of stress balls, I leave that for it. And it's done it, too.
Perfect. No, that's exactly right. You gotta lay the ground rules. I had to do that at my house when it was starting to knock over some of my vintage stuff. I was like, no. You can knock over X, Y, and Z, but not some of the good stuff, not the expensive stuff. Like, no, you're doing. I mean, you seem to be the right way. You seem to have a good head on your shoulders. Now, has this adversely affected you or no?
Not really too much.
I'm glad to hear that. I don't want you to ever feel, scared and alone or anything like that. Obviously, you can see in the chats as much as I can. Everybody's here for everybody. So this is what this whole show is about: is to talk about this. Oh, Susan has a good point. Do you write about this? Do you write about when these things happen? Can you keep track of when they're happening? Because it might be sparking up on specific times. It might be dates. It might be something like that. That's actually a good idea, Susan. Thank you. Have you ever thought about doing that, keeping record of everything?
Yeah, I do usually, but it's like kind of like, I keep I can keep dates, but mostly it just happens randomly.
Sure.
Usually early morning specifically.
Well, keep track and see if you do start to notice a pattern. And you might be able to learn something from that pattern or share it with everybody here. Call in again. Maybe we can learn something from this pattern and figure out if there is something unresolved that this thing wants. And you might want to ask that just straight out. Hey, is there something unresolved? Do you need help completing something or finishing something, or find out why it's there? Have you ever tried to leave out a recorder at night to try and get some EVPs?
I need one, but yeah, I've used my microphone.
Sure.
And I've run that into a small audio recorder that I have, and I use it on my keyboard, so I just plug it into a little adapter thing with a screen.
Sure.
And plug it into my keyboard, and I can get recording on that, but it's not really too high quality because it's like a straight up karaoke microphone plugged into a keyboard, so it's not going to get really good quality, but yeah.
Well, even with the bad quality, what I would recommend is getting a program like Audacity or some recording program where you can bump up. That way you can see the actual lines, whatever they call it, where the voices are. You can actually see it, so you can bump it up and see, if you can filter out and see if you can hear something. If you do get any EVPs, obviously, please let me know. I would love to hear them and share them and see what everybody hears as well. But again, I mean, it sounds to me, it doesn't sound residual. Sounds like it's interacting. Sounds like it definitely wants the attention and likes the attention. So as long as it's peaceful and not hurting you, obviously that's my biggest concern. I want to make sure you're safe. But as long as it's not hurting you, try to learn from it. Try to interact with it. Try to figure out, if you can, get the history on what that veteran's name is and see if it responds to that name, or name was. See if it responds to that name. It seems like it's a very good opportunity. You seem like you have a good head on your shoulder. You're protecting yourself. See if you can use this as an opportunity to learn more about the other side.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of readers. I've learned that. There's at least more than 5 in the house. I know that, and most of them are readers. I've seen my books open and like a bookmark on the page.
That seems harmless. Really, I like that. Readers are good. 5, so you got at least 5 entities.
And I marked the pages too. I have them all marked for them.
Well, that's interesting. Now, have you ever tried to look at the pages that the books are opened up to and see if it relates to anything going on?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I've definitely done that a lot. I've gone through every book that I have to do that, but I just think they're reading.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
I welcome them to it.
Knowledge is power. I love that. Well, this was awesome. Thank you so much. Now you said you've seen Ghost Animal as well. Is that right? Did I mishear you?
I've seen a couple out in public, but then I've also seen like some in the house.
All right, I want to hear
It's
your
definitely
best.
a little like shaggy cat.
Shaggy
Like
cat,
a
really?
really raggedy cat, but it's really nice. Like it should have come up to me and rubbed on my leg, and I looked down and it's gone. And we have 3 cats in the house, so I think that's another reason why.
Sure.
It might not. I don't think it's from this house. I think it's from another house. But I think they just draw out of this house.
Now, what makes you think that it's not just a shaggy cat, that it's something paranormal?
I mean, our doors are mostly locked. Not to mention 3 cats. Eventually, you're going to notice something with them. But they don't seem to do anything. And not to mention, just disappear sometimes. Like, I'll be looking at it, and it will go into a doorway, and I'll turn the doorway a couple seconds later, and it's gone.
Okay, yeah, that seems paranormal to me. That's awesome. Well, see...
But I've also seen, like, some of my small objects, like my pill bottles, I've seen them getting battered around by them. And I pick them up, and I'm like, that pill's busted in half, too, and I can do that. I know that. And I'm like, okay.
Hey, it's just having fun. It's just playing. It's a cat. I like that. Well, Tracy, thank you so much. People are saying on here that, this is fantastic. I love the story. You did a great job. I completely agree. Thank you so much for calling. I hope that you weren't nervous or scared or anything. I hope that this was cool or you got something out of this call, because I would love to hear from you again.
I mean, just happy to be here.
I'm happy to have you. I love that. I'm happy to have you. You stay safe. You stay healthy, and try to get some EVPs for us. I want to hear them. Okay.
No doubt.
Thank you. This was awesome. Thank you so much, Tracy. Have a good one. All right, everybody, give Tracy a hand. Everybody that calls in, give them a hand, because they don't have to share these stories. This is their own personal stuff, and they're sharing them with a hell of a lot of people. This is very cool. Just to give you guys an idea, I get about 60,000 downloads a week, something like that. It goes up and down, but so you guys are getting heard, and not only that, you're getting heard around the world. So I think it's cool. I love the fact that people around the world are listening to these stories, and I hope that you guys don't get nervous and don't want to call in or anything. But this is what I want you guys to know, is that everybody around the world's listening. Everybody in this chat room are nothing but positive, and that's what I love. I want that 100% all the time. Sarah, I see you clapping. Sarah, I want to talk to you again. You know why. I want to hear more of your story. Susan said after my... Oh, Jesus. I love this. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Kurt. It's Dave.
Hey, Dave. How you doing? I was wondering if I was going to hear from you.
Yeah. So, I just had a quick call. It's a quick story. It's not too long. But since you guys are talking about the theme about, I guess, shadowy ghost creature thing, cryptids.
Sure. Yeah. I want to
did
hear
have
it.
one experience that I faintly remember. It was I was driving with a couple of friends down this. It's like a highway. And I was looking around, keeping my eyes, keeping myself alert. It was kind of dark. It was maybe like, I want to say 10 o'clock-ish. And we passed by this farm. And this farm's way on the other side of the road that I was driving on. And I looked over to the farm, and it was super dark. You couldn't really see. You could only see, like, the farm's outline. You couldn't really see any details. There was this huge winged creature. It was all black, and it had red eyes, like big red eyes. And I knew for a fact that wasn't just a prop, because it wasn't anywhere near Halloween, and this place doesn't really decorate or anything like that. It almost looks abandoned. I'm not gonna go ahead and say it's abandoned, because there have been, like, I'm pretty sure they have had like pumpkin picking and stuff like that over there before, like around like October.
Okay.
But they didn't have any kind of decorations like that, because I passed by the next day and there was nothing there. And even before that, I passed by there before and didn't have something like that around that area. So this was 10 p.m. and this thing looked like a giant, like it almost looked like a giant, like how they described Mothman, but it wasn't. I don't think it was Mothman, but it had the craziest. It had to be like, I want to say maybe like 20, 30 feet wingspan, probably bigger. I want to say it's bigger because I'm just giving a guesstimate, but it's probably bigger than that.
Holy crap!
And it was just kind of like crushed over the entire farm. So like the whole farm area, like that one barn house, it was pretty big, and this thing covered the whole thing from the top.
What distance was it? What was the
like,
distance? Can you guess between the eyes?
I want to say it looked like a huge creature. It looked like it would have been like the size of like dinosaurs, like a
Jesus.
It was huge. Like this thing was big, and I remember clearly seeing it and thinking to myself, like, what the heck was that? I thought it was maybe like, maybe it's something like a light, like the light post, because we have a lot around here. We have a lot of the
sure.
Different kinds of things like that, and they have a lot of like road markers, things like that, and it definitely wasn't that. Like without a doubt, I knew that wasn't it, and we passed by it. Nobody else noticed it because I guess everyone else was distracted. But like I looked, I saw it, passed by, and just kind of kept it to myself because I thought to myself, okay, maybe it is what it is. Maybe I saw it, maybe it wasn't even there, but.
Well,
I thought that was creepy.
All right,
I
so
figured I'd share.
so when you said that, so you've passed by it since then, and it's not. There's no radio towers. There's no nothing that could.
There's
that
no
could
radio
explain
tower. Nope. No radio towers there. It's all farmland. There's all farmland there. There's street lamps that are farther apart, away from that area, and this thing was just punched over the entire barn. It's like the wingspan reached out and it spread to the entire barn, like almost, it looked like it would have been a bigger wingspan. It looked like it might have been kind of like the wings were closed almost.
Okay.
But I can tell they were wings because of the structure of it. It looked like wings. So, I don't know.
Well, I mean, all right. So So we can kind of check off the things it's not. It's not radio towers. It's not antennas. It's not Mars or Jupiter or whatever bullshit that skeptics would like to say.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
You could see the outline of it.
There's no way it would have been that.
And you could see the outline of it,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. All right. So
Yeah,
so
definitely.
it's definitely physical. It had mass. You could see. You couldn't see through it.
Yeah, no, I couldn't see through that thing. It was all black. It was like looking into a shadow person. You can't see through them.
Yeah.
Like you can, but in this case, it definitely you couldn't see through it. It looked like solid mass. Like it was just a giant dark thing.
Dragon. Lauren McCune said, "Dragon." I like how Andy's like, "Mothman."
I mean,
like,
if it was a dragon, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, but seriously, like, what the hell? Oh, hang glider. I love that. That's hilarious. Yeah, like seriously, like, what the fuck is this thing? And why is it perched for a while? And then you've never seen it since. It was just that one encounter.
Exactly, and that's the weird part about it, because I just like, Sean and I have gone through different ventures, and we have seen, like, smaller creatures, but this was before that. This was, like, 2000, I want to say 10 or 11? 2010 or 11. I didn't know the people I know now, and, I mean, I did know, my friend Steve that's here. I knew him, but at the time, he wasn't in the car with me.
Oh, tell Steve I said hi, by the way.
And it was, Kurt says hi. He says hi. Yeah, but it was really weird. And since then, I haven't seen anything like that.
Well, yeah, I mean,
like,
that is
nothing that big.
freaking
and
weird.
Creepy.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Again, I don't know. I never know what to say with your stuff, but I love hearing about it. I love hearing about every one of them. I have no reason to doubt you. You seem like a totally normal, cool guy when I've chatted with you. So what the fuck are you seeing out there, man? Like, why is...
I don't know.
Jesus.
But you know what? The thing that I'm feeling is that I do have a sense, like, I do attract more people that that have these kind of experiences. So I guess maybe that helps with me being able to, like, have these kind of experiences. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, yeah, I can't say no to that. Sounds legit to me. Well, again, Dave, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for calling, man. I'm glad you get a chance.
Yeah, I definitely had to call in real quick for that.
Oh, hell yeah, man. This was fucking awesome. Tell Steve he has to call me, apparently. So that's awesome. I love it.
Okay. All right, I'll let him know.
All right, I'll talk to you. All right, so we have gotten to the point in the show where Stitch needs to take a break. So hopefully the music will work this time. Oh, it's working. Cool. We'll be right back. Perfect timing yet again. Nope, stop playing. Perfect timing yet again. All right, let me sit back down. Boy, Buzz, I don't know how you timed how much time it would take for Stitch to go outside and go pee, but you're a freaking genius, my friend. That was the perfect time yet again. All righty. Let us see. Sean is saying way bigger, like the barn is big as hell. It could fit like 6 cars in it, so it's huge. Yeah, man. I don't know what's going on. Joshua, or Josh, however you want to say it, it's Kurt Sandvig. Hell yeah. Joshua was saying that, he was going to call in, but he sounds like Darth Vader. Dude, that makes me just want you to call in more. I want to hear it. Oh, and Dave, I apologize. I wanted to ask you while you were on the phone. I completely forgot. You said, is that a domo in the background? The hell's a domo, man? I want to know. That's the office sign. That's the phone number. Above it is... Oh, Jesus Christ. I love this. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, this is Tony again.
Tony, hey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm great, man. I'm so sorry to call back a second time.
Don't be sorry.
I there's other calls.
No. Totally cool.
I just wanted to share, the last experience I had was kind of like a blessing to me, and this one I wanted to share was kind of a nightmare to me. So,
oh, jeez. All right, we're getting both sides of this. I like this. Tell me.
This was probably the scariest thing that's ever happened. So, there was a while where, I lived in Missouri for about 6 months, based from work, and I had major sleep paralysis. I mean, like as hard as it could get, and I didn't even know what sleep paralysis was at the time. I had never looked it up or whatever. And every night I would go to bed, and at first, for the first couple of weeks, I would wake up and I would just feel suffocated, and I didn't see anything. I would just feel suffocated, and then after so long, I would see black spots in the corners. And I was terrified. And then after that, this is where it gets really weird. There was a specific spot in my, I was staying in a very small apartment, and I saw a figure with a top hat. And And I was like, holy shit, like, all the time, like, it was bad. Like, I thought I was going to die. Like, I thought somebody was going to kill me, like somebody from another world.
Wait,
or
why
whatever
did
was
you
going
think?
to kill me.
Why did you think this? Just because? I mean, obviously, I get it. It had a top hat. It was weird. It was scary. It was paranormal. But what made you think like, oh shit, this is the end? I'm gonna die.
Because it slowly progressed. And you know, that's not the only reason, Kurt. And I guess I don't care to share this with everybody, but at the time I had a very, very light form of cancer. Right.
Oh, no.
So, yeah. So I had cancer at the time, and it was, you know, a male cancer. I'm sure everybody can guess what it is. And I lost one that I had two of. So, but
Yep.
after that is when it got really serious. And I was like, God, this is it. Like, you know, I'm 20. At the time I was like 22 years old. I'm like, this is it. And I'm living by myself. I had no pets at the time. I had no girlfriend or anything at the time. I was like, God, I'm gonna die here. And
But
this
you're
hot
good.
test figure appears.
But you're good now, right?
Oh yeah. I'm
Good,
clear
good.
now.
All right, good. All right, I just wanted to get that out of the way because that scared me. So, all right, good. All right, so yeah, so this thing appears, top hat. Yes, I'm with you. I could see totally the mindset you're in. You see this thing, it's got a top hat. It's creepy as fuck. I'm with you now, man.
Right.
100%.
Right. Well, the weirdest thing is I knew nothing about sleep paralysis to begin with, and I looked it up. I looked up sleep paralysis, and I saw all these weird pictures of like demons choking people and stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's how I feel, but whatever. And then I went deeper into Reddit. You know, Reddit's you know loose. It's very loose, but everybody on Reddit mentioned a guy with a top hat.
Yes.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! Like that's what I fucking saw. Like I saw that firsthand. This, like, and everybody else was seeing it. So, and I did more research and I researched the mare. You know, if you think about like a nightmare,
Yeah.
it comes from the mare, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what the fuck is happening to me? And I just wanted to kind of share that with everybody. And yes, it ended up going away, but it didn't go away until I met my soon-to-be wife.
Who's
And
awesome.
you know,
It seems like she's very cool. She messaged me, or she posted on here, so I like her as well. So wait,
Yeah.
so it went away when you met her. When your life kind of took a turn for the better, this thing went away. Now, do you think, and I could be completely off, but do you think that because, and rightfully so, what was happening with you with the cancer, and Joshua was like, fuck cancer, I'm 100% with you, fuck cancer. When you're going through this cancer, you're going through a scare, it looks like everything is going for the worst and it's coming to the end. Do you think that this negativity, not that you're being negative, but you know what I mean, was attracting it?
Yeah, I do actually. Now, like looking back, you know, 3 or 4 years ago or whatever the hell it was, yes, I do think that was attracting it. I was super negative. I was very depressed. I was living in a very small space. I had nobody. I had nothing. You know, and
Well, sure, yeah. I mean, that's the thing about fucking like yours was rightfully so with the diagnosis and everything you were going through, but that's that thing about fucking depression that just bums me out, where it seems like I got nothing, I got nobody, the world's gonna end, and then somebody like your fiance comes along and you're like, oh shit, no, never mind, I'm good, and then all that weird negativity and that paranormal shit that's stacked up just kind of fucks off, which is what I always like.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, man. Like even when I'm away from my fiance, like so there are times like a week at a time, maybe I have to be away from her, and I can't sleep unless I have at least a drink or two. I can't sleep. I have to have a drink, and that might sound like alcoholism, but it's not. It's I have to have something that helps me go to sleep, whether it's ZQuil or
Sure,
you know, NyQuil or a drink or something. But I have to, because if not, I'm terrified to go to sleep because I always think about that guy in that fucking top hat that scared the shit out of me. And
well, yeah,
and
you're gonna. I mean, that's not something that's gonna go away right away. This isn't something that you caught out of the. I'm assuming. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't sound like this was something that you caught out of the corner of your eye. That and then when you looked over, you're like, oh shit, that
Oh,
pile
no.
of clothes looked like a dude with a top hat. It wasn't something like that.
Oh no! He was there. He was in the doorway. So the place I lived in was it was like literally a hotel room. So I had my bed, and then there was an open doorway to the kitchen, which you could see. I'm talking like 400 square feet. That I mean, really, and there was the only door was to the bathroom and outside of the room that I was in. That was the only two doors in the place. And this guy stood in the doorway that was open to my kitchen set, quote unquote. And he stood there and
Jesus.
looked at me. And it looked at me and looked at me, and I couldn't move. And it got to the point where I would scream. I mean, I would scream to the top of my lungs. And after a while, it took me a while to realize that my screaming wasn't actually me screaming. Like, I was dreaming it. I couldn't scream. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. And, and I was like, get away from me. And I did religious things, and that didn't even work. Even like the religious things that I did, if you're a Christian or Catholic or whatever the hell you are, it didn't work. Nothing worked. I was stuck. And I thought I was going to die.
That's terrifying. Now, since you've been with your fiance, I forgot her name. I apologize. I'm terrible with names. What's her name?
It's okay. My name?
No, her name.
Oh, her name's Ashley.
Ashley. So since you've been with Ashley,
yeah.
There has not been a recurrence of the top hat guy, right?
No, I've never seen the top hat guy since I met her.
I love that. That's perfect. See, there you go, folks. If you want a reason for like getting past the depression and the negativity and everything else, look. People say like love conquers all, whatever. I don't know about that, but it definitely seems to help against the paranormal, unless you guys are Sean and Dave, in which case it seems to be the fucking same. You guys have your own shit to deal with, but everybody else, all of us, we're better for it. I'm so glad, as Susan said, I'm so glad your girlfriend came along. I'm so glad she came along. Dude, this is intense, man. This is a lot. I'm glad that you seem to come out at the other side. This is what I like to hear.
Yeah, this was bad. I've experienced a lot of hard times in my life because I didn't really want to share this, but I've been in the military for 9 years, and I've had to sleep in holes in the dirt and whatever, and
Jesus.
been by myself for a lot. But like this was the worst thing I've ever experienced. Like I was. It was bad. It was so bad. It got to the point where I said, "Fuck the cancer. Fuck getting my surgery. I want to get rid of this guy that I'm seeing."
Yeah, priorities.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, priorities. Get rid of the fucking demon dude with the hat, and then we'll worry about the cancer, and then we'll worry about. Yeah, exactly. I'm with you there, man. That's fucking nuts.
Right.
Oh, hey, thank you for your service. Before I forget to say this, because I'm bad at that. So please, thank you for your service. I really do appreciate that.
It's just a job, man. I appreciate it, but that's what I've been doing for a long time, and I just got full time, and that's why I'm here in Pennsylvania now. So,
Hey, it seems like everything's going. Look, except for the whole you don't have any furniture and you're living in an empty house. It seems like everything's going good for you. I like that.
Yeah.
You got a free drink. You got a free drink whenever you come out to Southern California. So you got that going for you.
I'll take it, Kurt. I hope I meet you. I have so much I'd like to tell you on a personal level that I apologize to everybody listening. But I just don't want everyone to hear. But Kurt, I would share it with you in a heartbeat. And I know everyone listening are great people, and I've been talking to in the comments, and if anybody has any questions, just put it in the comments and we can talk or whatever.
Yeah, totally. Or please call back. You're more than welcome to call back. Again, you've got fantastic stories, but again, more importantly, I'm so glad you came through the other side, man. That's what I like to hear. If anybody takes anything away from this episode is take it, you can get through. You can get through to the other side. This is fucking awesome, man. Thank you so much for calling
Yeah.
again.
Absolutely, man. Sleep paralysis is no joke. I mean,
It really isn't. It
that
messes with a lot of fucking people, and it's bad.
Yeah, it's really bad. I literally thought I was going to die, and I didn't. Thank God, but think whatever if you believe in whatever. But
No. Hey, dude, thank God, thank anything like that. That's I'm with you. Tony, this has been awesome, man. Thank you again.
Thanks, girl. I'll talk to you later.
Hey, and by the way, I'll buy Ashley a drink too, I suppose. So there you go. You get 2 drinks now.
Well, then I guess I'll buy you and Stitch and your wife a drink. All 3 of you.
There you go. I love it, man. I love it. Thank you so much. And please, again, honestly, call back, message me, whatever you want to do. Dude, I love chatting with you. Thanks again, man.
Thanks, man. Bye.
I love it. Yeah, everybody's like, wow, your phone's blowing up. Yeah, no, this is, hey, look, I don't want to talk about the shit I was going to talk about. This is so much better. Wait, I got to scroll back a second. There was so much going on. I think it was April that said she's seen she said, I've had a recurring nightmare about a dark guy in a top hat since on and off since I was 8. Hey, April, it's a huge thing. It really is. I'm not making fun of you because you didn't know about it. I'm letting you know. I have been messaged by tons of people who have seen a being, a thing, a demon, a shadow person, whatever, in a top hat. And it has been going on. Todd's right. It's been going on for a while. But Todd said, yeah, the Hatman thing's been a thing for a few years. Rosemary Guiley and a few others did a lot of research into it. He is 100% right, but it's actually been going on. The more I research top hat guy or top hat thing, or the more it just kind of pops up, it seems like it's been going on for hundreds of years. Like, I found stories of people seeing it in the 1700s and the 1800s. It seems like the 1800s and the 1900s, when people came over to America, it really started to spark off and really started to peak. But April, you are part of a large amount of people that are seeing a being, a thing, like you just heard from Tony, seeing a guy in a top hat. It is most definitely a thing. That just shows that I have a big episode to do because I thought that everybody knew about it. So maybe I have a top hat demon or whatever you want to call it episode to do. Steve says he wants to call in but seems unsure. Fuck that, Steve. You call in. Or you don't have to. It's fine, man. You're a new listener, Steve. You don't have to. Don't take the pressure. Don't let them bully you into calling me. You call me when you want to call me. Wait, there was somebody I wanted to hold on one second. Let me scroll through these messages. I do need to do Sarah, you're right. I do need to do an episode about the Hat Man. You're 100% right. Yeah, totally. Yes. Yeah, I will do the research for you, April. Don't you worry. Robin, I won't say it out loud what your comment was, but sending you nothing but love. Anyhow, how awesome has this been? Where are we at? We had about an hour and a half. Okay, we're doing good. We're good. I don't want to end this because you guys seem to have a lot to talk about in the good way, in the best way possible. So again, for everybody listening, for everybody on here, if you're ever in Southern California, you're ever in the Los Angeles area, and I am available, yeah, I'd love to have a drink with you. I'd love to hang out with you. Okay, hold on. The best way to get your EVP to me is to email it to me, I suppose. Hold on one second. All right, we got to wait a second because the phone's being dumb. Oh, okay, we're good. Caller, you are on the air.
Hey, Kurt, it's Steve. Getting called here.
Peer pressure 1, Steve. How dare you?
No, I've been wanting to phone in ever since I learned about everything because Dave and Sean have told me everything that's been going on in your podcast and everything. So I am a new listener and everything, but I've been around the block just like them.
Welcome aboard. It sounds like it. Holy crap. So what? All right. So wait. Now let me ask you a question before you even begin. I've got a question for you. Now, are you friends with them because you're seeing scary shit like them, or is it just like, oh, I met these people, we became friends, and then we learned we all are seeing scary shit?
Well, me and Dave have been friends for about 15 years. And then Sean came into the picture once the two of them got together, and we've all been into the same stuff. We've all each had our own personal experiences, and we've all gone through our own dark things, and it's easier to relate to each other, and it kind of brings us more together, I think.
Oh, 100% yes. I mean, that's the whole point of Paranormal Almanac is we're all coming together. We're all gathering the data. We're all listening to each other's stories, realizing that, a lot of people are a hell of a lot of people are out there having these same kind of experiences. So, yeah, dude, I'm totally with you, man. Well, hey, first of all, thank you for calling. I appreciate it. I know you're a new listener, but hey, man, tell me, what do you got for me? I want to hear your story.
Well, I'm sure they've already told you about the Gadejo earlier tonight before I arrived.
Yes.
I actually just recently, last night, had a dream about a Wendigo, which is kind of funny because I watch stuff on YouTube like everybody else, and I'm into all the creepy stories and everything,
Sure.
and I watched a video about a Wendigo, and one particular story, this one kid's grandfather was telling him about how his 5 brothers died, and the kid never found out, and the grandfather finally wanted to tell him. Long story short, I fell asleep during the episode, and I had a dream that I was running on all fours as a wolf
Oh,
through
wow.
the forest. Now, I've had this dream before, and it's a very relaxing, very freeing feeling. And all of a sudden, it was like I was in a dark room. I went from the middle of the forest, it was pitch black. And the first thing I smell is rotting meat. And if anybody has done any research, anybody's had any experiences with this, that's a telltale sign of a Wendigo being nearby.
Yep.
So as the dream progresses, I come face to face with this thing. Now, I'm no longer obviously on all fours. I had already started walking upright and was just walking through what I thought was still the forest, and I come face to face with this thing. Now, anybody who's ever heard of this description of it, the face is distorted. It has bright yellow glowing eyes.
Yep.
Some say that it has a bluish tongue, and even its saliva is black. That kind of just drips off the tongue with its mouth open. One of the scariest things I've ever seen, even just in a dream. I've never seen this in real life. I've seen drawings and stuff on the internet. Never came face to face with this thing. And I turned around to go to run, and this thing catches me. And not only does it catch me, but it eventually grabs me. It tilts its head sideways and grabs me with its mouth up by the throat and proceeds to basically try to kill me. And as it's doing that, I just feel my arms getting just with its talon-like, I guess, hands. It has talons. That's what I saw. But it just rips both my arms off.
Holy crap.
And I drop to the ground. It releases me after it does that, and obviously I can't get up because I don't have any arms. And while I'm laying there, I see the most sadistic, sinister grin, if you could call it that, as this thing proceeds to eat me alive.
And this was, you had this dream after you saw that thing, whatever it was, the dog man, whatever you want to call it.
Gadejo, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but I'm just going to ask, do you have any, are you Native American or have any Native American blood in you?
Yes, I am. And it's rather scary that this whole Gadejo thing is starting to come to fruition because my grandmother, who came from Central America, came from Panama to be exact, is actually pretty much, I could say, she's on her deathbed. And
yeah.
with everything going...
First, I'm sorry.
With everything going on, it makes sense.
Sure. I apologize. I should have said I'm sorry to hear about your grandma. That's terrible. I mean, I don't care how old someone gets. Losing somebody is always terrible. So first of all, I'm sorry to hear that. But you're right. It is very
I appreciate
odd.
that.
Oh, of course, man. It's very odd that it is, the timing is very odd. I'll just put it that way. And the ancestry of you that just, I mean. It's going to be interesting. I'm very interested to see, because the dream was negative, but you seeing this thing in real life, if you will, didn't seem to have that negative thing. Were you scared when you saw it in real life? Did you think, oh God, this is it? I'm getting to get killed by this thing?
Well, it's funny you say that because at first, when I saw it the first time, which was, I want to say, pretty sure, like I said it was the last week or so. Yeah. It was about a week ago that I saw it the first time. Now, I'd never seen this before. This is one of the things I was outside, smoking a cigarette, was going to dump the ashtray, and I look up, and it's there, standing in my driveway. And I felt this just overcoming rage from this thing. Now, I'm staring this thing, we're probably about 20 feet apart, maybe. And this thing's, we're just staring at each other. And I felt fear, I felt rage, everything just emanating from this thing. And I must have stood there for what I thought was 5 or 10 minutes looking at this thing and go inside. Now, I had gone outside at 2 o'clock to go have a cigarette. I go back inside, and it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, Jesus.
So that kind of threw me off a little bit, how I lost an hour of time when I didn't think I was out there for very long.
And it wasn't, because, hey, man, I daydream as much as the next person. It wasn't like you were out there, you were daydreaming, you're kind of tired anyway, and you didn't realize, it was definitely...
No, not at all, because I'm predominantly nocturnal. Like, I work overnights.
Oh, well, there you go.
As it is. I have for probably, like, the last 10 years. I've always been up late at night.
Jesus, that's insane. And
that's not the last time I've seen it either. I was hanging out with Dave and Sean last night. We were having conversations and talking about everything, and I went home. And it was like it was waiting for me because I saw it again last night.
So it's getting more and more frequent.
Yeah. And the more that Sean, Dave, and I were talking about it last night, there's 2 or 3 different kinds of Cadejos, too.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure which one it is. I don't know if it's just bad omens or if it means harm or if it's there to protect me or anything like that.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I know, exactly. Yeah, you could go either way.
The feeling that I got from it, was it felt like it wanted to attack me, but it didn't. So that kind of threw me off a little bit.
Well, and the fact that it hasn't attacked you, I guess, is a good thing. I mean, I don't know. I'm no expert on it, but I guess it's a good thing. The reason
I was thinking about... Oh, go ahead.
No. Go for it, man. What's up?
Well, I was thinking, and I even spoke to Dave and Sean tonight about it. The dream that I had about the Wendigo kind of scares me because what if that's the Cadejo kind of... I want to say hiding itself as something else or disguising itself as something else and invading my dreams.
Sure. Which is a possibility. It's actually funny you said that because that's what I was just about to say is like, hey, look, you don't know me very well, but I always want to put out that the skeptic stuff because the shit that I know that the people that are listening to this that are skeptics are going to say is like, oh, well, it's this, oh, it's that, or it's the other thing. So that's why, if I ever ask you something that seems kind of like not believing you, it's not that I don't believe you.
I actually applaud anyone who is a skeptic because you have to think of all possibilities. You have to think of all outcomes.
Exactly.
If you don't experience it for yourself, you're never going to know the truth.
Sure. And you might not have thought of something. You might not have put 2 and 2 together until someone asks you. So I'm glad that you aren't offended by me asking you skeptical questions. But so yeah,
of course not.
So I guess I'll give you that blanket advice that I give just about everybody because I really do think it is important. But to keep record of your dreams, of what's been happening in your life, of when you see it, where you see it, when it's safe to go and check. Like if you see it somewhere, obviously I don't want you to walk up and get hurt. But if you have your phone, I definitely want you to take a photo of it. But when it's not there, when you come by again at a later point and it's not there, go over there and see if there's any evidence of it being there. See if it's real. See if it is. And when I say real, I mean it's corporeal. It can leave footprints. It can leave, tracks and hair and whatnot.
Right.
Like, see if you can kind of put some of that evidence and that data to it to back up what you're saying. And if you can't, if there's nothing there when you walk over there, that's not saying it's not real. It's just saying that it's not leaving physical evidence, which is a totally different thing. But try to keep keep that rational brain about you, but also keep safe. I definitely don't want you to, like, well, Kurt said he wanted a picture of it. I'll take a picture. Oh my God, I just got eaten. Like, I don't need that. I don't need that on my conscience.
Trust me. If I can get a picture of it, it will be sent to you.
Oh, I would love it. I would love to see it. But more importantly, stay safe. That's the most important thing.
Oh, that was the topic of discussion for the three of us last night. We're trying to just keep each other safe with everything that's been going on.
Susan is killing it with the questions tonight. Susan said, has his grandmother ever said anything about anything like this to him before? Fantastic question.
That is a fantastic question. Her and I want to say, out of everyone in my family, she's the one person that I'm the closest to. When it comes to the paranormal, the spiritual world, and whatnot, she's the one that taught me the majority of the knowledge that I have.
Oh, wow. That's
everything else I've done everything else I've done research, and I've looked it up, and I've gone to several sources. You can't leave any page unturned.
Yeah.
So, and she's from, like I said before, she's from Panama. She's old school. She's from very, very rich roots down there, because I've done the research with my mother, and even my mom. I found out a couple years ago, and my mom never told me this. She was actually on the boat with my grandmother in Panama to come over to the States. I had never known that until my mom deemed me old enough to find that out.
Really?
And I tried to talk to my mom about all this stuff, but she's a skeptic. She believes in certain things and doesn't believe in other things. And I even told her, I said, you can't just turn a blind eye to it because you've never experienced it. You don't know what it's like. And she came to terms with that, and she agrees that if she's never experienced it, she can't say that it doesn't exist. Because like you said before, you can't, you have to have the rational side of the brain where you go, okay, this, and this, and you kind of just do the list in your head to make sure that, things are the way they are, this is what you're seeing, and if there is refutable proof that can prove that what you're seeing, what you're going through, just like anything else, just like any other paranormal haunting.
Sure.
Or anything like that.
Yeah.
It all comes down to, can you get the evidence? I mean, like you said before, if I can't, then it's just not leaving physical evidence.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But there was a time that my grandmother did try to explain to me about the Cadejo and stuff like that, but she was very vague about it. She didn't go into depth. I mean, I was only 15 at the time. And I got really upset because I'm like, I want to know. And I think what it was is she was afraid to tell me because she was afraid something was going to happen. Now, I can't confirm that because I never got a chance to talk to her again about it.
Sure.
I didn't want to bring it up because she seemed to get really upset by it. So I figured, I'm not gonna pressure her. I'm not gonna make her tell me until she's ready.
Sure, of course.
So,
which is smart.
And being the way things are, I mean, I'm in Jersey and she's in Arizona, so I can FaceTime her, but it's not the same. I feel the fact that her health is declining, I can feel it in my bones, I can feel it in my heart, I can feel it in every fiber of my being that I know for a fact that she is, in fact, on her way out. I knew this before anybody in my family told me she was very sick. Even before my mother sat me down and said, listen, this is what's going on with Wita. And I said, I already know.
Sure.
And everybody, my sister, my brother-in-law, and my mom all looked at me and said, how do you know? Nobody said anything to you. I said, you wouldn't understand. And I know they wouldn't because they're not me. They don't feel the way I feel about things. They don't have that connection that I have.
Exactly. Yeah. And you're right. That's the perfect way to describe it, is the connection that you have. Look, everybody can be, everybody's part of that family, but if you don't have that connection, that is the perfect way of describing that. Yeah. Well, hey man, again, I'm sorry to hear about your grandma, but I thank you so much for calling in. I mean, this is for a brand new caller. This is a heavy one, man. This is very impressive. Like, thank you for calling in. I really do appreciate it.
Oh, I appreciate it. I appreciate calling in, man. Trust me. Other than Dave and Sean, I've wanted to jump at the chance, but I was hesitant because I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of nervous. But
I needed to get this out and get it out there so other people, in case they are going through similar instances that any of us have ever gone through, and this is this entire community as a whole, they're not alone. And we all know that. We're not alone when it comes to these things. We're not alone with these experiences because other people have experienced the exact same thing, but there are similarities that are undeniably going to be linked together.
Sure.
You could be on the other side of the world, and it could be linked just by that certain one aspect of the situation.
I completely agree. And I mean, I can't say anything. I can't say it any better than you just said it. That is, pardon me, that is exactly right. No, I mean, good on you, man. Well, hey, thank you so much for calling. I think this is like the perfect last caller. So, hey, you get to be last caller on an episode, which you don't know, but that's a cool ass thing to be. And everybody's saying thank you for calling. So glad you called. You know, you're very in tune with her. That's a beautiful thing.
I will definitely try to become more of a frequent caller just like they have.
I'd love it. I would love that. Thank you so much again. Have a good night. Stay safe. That's the most important thing. Second most important thing is try to get me a photo, but stay safe is more important.
No problem, Kurt.
All right. Bye now. Alrighty, let me kill the phones real quick. Not that I'm not enjoying these calls. I'm absolutely loving these calls. But we're about to hit the 2-hour mark, and honestly, I can't think of a better call to end this episode. Steve, that was a freaking great story. Thank you again for calling. Sarah, you owe us all a call. We want to find out the rest of what's happening in your crazy cool I almost said farm life, but I guess that's right. Yeah, sure, why not? What's the best way you can get me an EVP, a copy of your EVP? Facebook message, email, call here and see if we can hear it. If we can, awesome. If we can't, we'll figure out something else. Another big one is that, yes, I know what a domo is. I didn't think that's what he meant. That's why I asked what a domo is. I'm sorry. Dave said, is that a domo behind you? And I could see where he was talking about. It does kind of look like the mouth and everything. It was not a domo behind me. I don't think I have a domo. No, I don't. I don't know why I'm thinking about it. I don't have a domo, but I do know what a domo is. I just didn't think that's what he was talking about. So, you know, you guys are right. I am wrong. Yes, Josh, however you want to say your name. Yes, please. I hope your lungs are clearer for the next one. I want to hear your story. I really do. Susan, I got to give you a shout out for the fucking phenomenal questions you've been throwing out all night, making me look that much better. Had I not mentioned that all these questions were coming from you, I would look like a freaking genius. But I give credit where credit is due. Fantastic. Sarah, no worries. The next time, any chance you get, I want to hear from you. We got to finish up this story though. There's so many unanswered questions. So, yeah. Kelly, stop being late to these things, I guess is the only thing I can say. I'm glad you're here though. I'm glad you got to enjoy it. I'm glad everybody, Joshua, you got it, buddy. Sorry. I always am scared because, it's like, oh no, it says Anthony on there, but no, I go by Tony and I go by Andy when it says some other name. And, I go by Dave when it says Jim. There's too many names is what I'm saying. So thank you for understanding. But more importantly, thank you all. I'm glad that you guys said both, twice. I don't mind doing these live twice a week. I can tell you I'm tired now. I'm going to go home. I'm home. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to go to bed. But, Kelly, I sent you a Facebook message about some spooky stuff. I did not see it yet. I'm still very far behind on these Facebook messages. Thankfully, knock on wood, I still have a day job, which is keeping me in this house. But, this weekend, I'm sorry, I'm probably not going to get to any messages this weekend, but starting next week, hopefully I can. Todd, thank you so much, buddy. I love battling with you. I love that we're always on the same side. Steve said, thank you, everyone. He's in such a good mood now. Steve, glad to hear that. I'm glad everybody's here. Depression's a real thing. I'm so glad. Just reach out to me, reach out to everybody on here. Everybody listening at home. It gets better. Depression's a stupid, crazy, bad thing. We're all in this together, in this stupid bullshit pandemic. Don't ever think that you're alone, because you're not. Alrighty, thank you guys so much. Hold on, let me pan down so you guys can see it. Well, once again, I'm your host, Kurt Sandvig. This has been another edition of Paranormal Almanac. He done said, but we, hush, y'all, let it be back.